Joining me now to discuss the watchdog on Wall Street, Chris Markowski. Thanks so much for being with us today. It's great to have you.
Pleasure. Thanks, Allison.
Of course. So, Chris, we can send another $300 million to Ukraine, $50 million for illegals in America. Who in their right mind would make these decisions for our country when we are already so far in debt?
Yeah, it's we're obviously having this big conversation over the past several weeks in regards to the debt ceiling, and it's gotten to the point where we're beyond absurd right now. We're talking about, oh, we've got to pay our bills. We're not really ever paying our bills. We're using one credit card to pay off another credit card, and we continue to add to it. Again, this proxy war that continues to be fought in Ukraine, obviously overwhelming. And I think we're number one as far as contributions are concerned, but we always are. I think maybe France is maybe second, but even allies like the UK, I mean, they've donated, but they haven't done that much. Again, I would take a look at this as a very much a European problem. And I would wish they would step up to the plate a great degree. Actually, I'm wrong on that. I think Germany is second above France, if I'm not mistaken. But, at some point in time, this meat grinder has to end. Again, it's going back and forth, and all we continue to see is the casualties continue to mount. I do hope that there's some initiative. I know that the Europeans are trying to take some initiative now to come up with some sort of peace plan to put an end to this nonsense.
Yeah, it is absolute nonsense indeed. Now, speaking of the debt, do you think the agreement calmed any fears for investors? Was there a change in the market today?
Well, markets are up today, but quite frankly, I don't think it really has much to do with the debt deal at all. Markets were never really frightened by the entire thing. That was a bit of a narrative, to continue to, basically have clickbait and headlines at certain business networks out there. And no, everybody knew what was going to happen in the end, like it does every other time. The fact that, you had a certain amount of people give up no votes. If it was close, they wouldn't have voted no. It's just an opportunity to say, hey, I can go back to my constituents and say I was against the debt deal. Now, quite frankly, I don't like the deal. I don't. I can't stand the deal. But we have no choice in this situation. You take the judicial branch of government out of it, you've got the House. You don't have the Senate, and you don't have the presidency. And the last time you had all three, the first 2 years under Donald Trump, you continued to spend and spend and spend. So, quite frankly, I don't take Republicans seriously when it comes to controlling spending and cutting the deficit and the debt.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's hard to trust them these days. Now, let's talk unemployment. The unemployment rate fell to 3.4%, a 54-year low in April, which in theory demonstrates the resilience of the labor market. How will the Federal Reserve interpret this when considering another rate hike?
Well, we get the next job numbers coming tomorrow. ADP numbers came out today, so private jobs numbers, and they were very, very strong. I don't follow the religion of the Federal Reserve under the belief that we need to put 1.5 million people out of work to get inflation down. That to me is one of the most moronic things ever. So we're going to put people on the dole and have to print more money and do more handouts and giveaways, and that's somehow going to be a good thing. No, it's not going to control inflation. Inflation is a product that we're not producing enough items. I would rather deal with the supply side rather than the demand side. And the fact that more people are able to go out and get jobs, quite frankly, I think is a great thing. And the irony of this is the San Francisco Fed came out with a study this past week saying, hey, listen, higher wages for workers are not necessarily inflationary. Again, basically, it's defying their entire religion at the Fed.
Yeah, it certainly does seem that way. Chris, can you tell us a bit about the bond markets? The Wall Street Journal reported about it currently showing signs of strain. Are you seeing any indication of this?
Well, yeah, and certainly there's many different, types of bonds that are written, whether it be, sovereign wealth bonds, it be corporate bonds, or you can have junk bonds. There's going to be some weakness out there because money is much, much tighter. And many companies out there, especially some of the weaker companies in the junk bond category, they're going to have to roll over their debt, and they're going to be rolling it over at even higher rates.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.